must go vote and vote early, starting December 14th. You have to do it. They cheated and they rigged our presidential election, but we will still win it. We will still win it. We'll still win it. And they're going to try and rig this election, too. We continue to fight. We've had some great moments. We just need somebody with courage to do what they have to do, because everyone knows it's wrong. We need somebody with courage, somebody that makes decisions. And we'll be going up to the Supreme Court very shortly.
Ross Feingold, who joins us now live from Taipei. Thank you so much for joining us on the program, Ross. Now, people have been making donations to Trump since he lost in November, and my guest earlier has a theory that he's trying to keep a stronghold on his supporters to have the same amount of support for when he reruns for presidency in 2024. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's certainly possible that he'll run for president in 2024, but more immediately, in response to what you were mentioning just a second ago, to remain relevant, he's endorsing or campaigning for the two Republican Senate candidates in the January 5th runoff election. And that's really going to give a sigh of relief to Republicans nationally, and certainly Republicans in the Senate, that despite some calls by President Trump supporters for Georgia voters to boycott this election, he did go to Georgia, and he might go again. And he's clearly supportive of the two Republican candidates. So for Republicans, that's important. And if the two Republicans, or one out of the two, are victorious in January, then President Trump would have shown once again that he can, in fact, spur Republican voters to go and vote for Republicans. And that is certainly one way, or an important way, for President Trump to remain relevant, even if he is no longer president after January 20th.
So him remaining relevant is the only thing that's in it for him? What is in it for Trump in supporting the Republican candidates taking place in the U.S. Senate election?
It would demonstrate that Trump, even in a post-presidency, is really a key figure in American politics, Republican politics. So even if we put aside 2024 and we think more immediately about the next 2 years, Joe Biden is going to have a very difficult time passing any legislation if the Republicans maintain control of the Senate. Then in 2022, there'll be a midterm election. The House, the Democrats did not do very well in November. They might very well lose the House in 2022, especially if post-presidency Donald Trump is continuing to remain part of the national conversation. So if he does actively campaign for Republicans in 2022, it does give the Republicans a very good chance of winning back the House, maintaining control of the Senate if they do maintain control in January. So we should not underestimate at all Donald Trump's ability to be a significant force in politics going forward if he chooses to do so. And at least as of now, it seems very clear that he does want to remain very much part of the political conversation.
Right, and we've witnessed a very divided America in recent time, and we're seeing a different side of that division within the Republican Party. In what ways is this harming and helping the Republican Party that will be working very closely with the Biden administration for at least the next 4 years?
Well, to say it's harming, it really just means that people who don't share the beliefs of where the party is today simply won't vote for the party, won't campaign. And we saw a little bit of that both in 2016 as well as in 2020. Prominent persons who served in previous Republican administrations, for example, did not vote for Trump. In fact, they endorsed Joe Biden. A few senators, but only a small number, wouldn't say that they voted for Donald Trump. They voted against Trump on a few major issues that come through the Senate. And the other way to look at that is it just once again shows solid support. President Trump got a lot more votes nationally than he did in 2016, even though it was not nearly as many as Joe Biden got nationally. But for people who share those views on the public policy issues, whether it's immigration enforcement, reproductive rights, and foreign policy, that people who share those views will continue to support the Republican Party and will do so certainly if Donald Trump remains very active in campaigning for Republicans or fundraising for Republicans. So it takes us back to that same point that if he chooses to do so, he will remain a significant force in unifying the Republican Party.
All right. Political analyst Ross Feingold, thank you for that.